Hello everyone. So this is going to be a very exciting and geeky video. So you already know, right? I own a Ford EcoSport that I bought in 2019, and even in 2025, it has all the features except Apple CarPlay. So this is what has been lagging for quite some time, and this time I got it also installed on my car. So I bought this device. This is Carlinkit CCPM model. So mind you, this is the very specific model that will work. I previously bought a CPC 200 CCPA model, which was this one, but then this didn't work. So mind you have to buy a very specific model that will work. So the next thing I did was, so I had gone through, there were 4 or 5 videos that were available online, very old videos like 4 or 5 years back, which showed that we have to put some very specific files into the memory card that's installed in the head unit, and then we can proceed with the rest of the steps. So I didn't want to do it myself, so the Ford service center is right next to where I live. So I took my car there and I requested them if they can take out the memory card for me and then install it back after I paste the files that I have downloaded. So and they agreed, and they are very helpful folks. And so these are the files that you would need. I will add the link on the description here. So what it has is, so Ford EcoSport Sync 2 system uses a WinCE based system, and the Carlinkit device works in conjunction with Autokit app, which is also available for WinCE system. So this basically involves copying the executable Autokit app to the memory card, and then I plugged the memory card back into the system without making any changes to the rest of the files whatsoever. What it does is, it also helps you retain the integrated default Navi maps from Map My India that came with the card. So you can switch that at any point of time, that I'll be showing you also up further down the video. So once the installation and of the card was completed, you have to go into settings, then go to general, and under general you have Navi path. So there the path you have to select is of Autokit. So from the folders that I have copied, you would see the folder called Launch Autokit. So inside Launch Autokit is the modified Autokit app that you need to run. So here you can see I have, so the names of all the files have to be arthur.exe for the Ford vehicle to detect, right? So once you select arthur.exe, press OK, then do a system reset. A reset has to be done every time this change is made, whether you go to Autokit or you go to Navi Maps. So again, just showing the device that I have bought. So be very specific about the device. It is CPC 200 CCPM. So this is wired Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. There is also a variant which has wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which is called CPC 200 CMAP Autokit. So I am trying to find that one. If I find that one, I'll try to get one. But for now, I have the wired version, which is CCPM. So this is the device. It's a slim, fairly slim device that you can just hide it anywhere inside the vehicle, and it won't even be noticeable, right? So this is me plugging the device for the first time, and just watch it, keep watching the video. So fairly soon the device booted, and once the phone is connected, Apple CarPlay also booted. But what I found was the UI was extremely laggy. It was very difficult for me even to do basic stuff like scrolling across the screen. So I had to do something about it. Then I started my research again on what could help remove this sluggishness and make it a usable hack, right? Again, just look at how sluggish it was, so that you will be able to comprehend what difference it made. So the first thing you have to do is, you have to install the Autokit app on a regular Android phone and do the changes accordingly. So the resolution, just set it to the lowest option, and frame rate you set it to 25 fps. Rest of the settings you can check from here. These are fairly standard. I have not made any significant change here. Go to advanced setting. There also you have a whole set of options which I feel that you don't need to make any changes. Maybe over the period of time I'll try to make some changes and see if I'm even able to make this better. So after that, you go to your head unit, and on the Autokit screen, without even connecting the dongle, you have to set the image quality to fast, and also you can change the volume from here. So apart from that, two more options, which is anti-black screen for reversing, is also there, but this didn't work. And also the charging mode you have to set to strong. To get Ford logo on the CarPlay screen, just copy these files to the root of a pen drive and plug the pen drive onto the Carlinkit head unit while the device is connected to your car, and it will automatically upgrade the logo. So now all the preparations are done, time to hit the road. So as you can see that my phone is plugged right next to my head unit, and I have clicked the Navi button to open the Autokit app. The next thing I just have to do is to plug the Type-C cable on my 17 Pro, and soon enough you can see that the head unit has booted into Apple CarPlay. And this time around, if you look at the screen, just let it load, everything is more or less smooth. You can just scroll around on the home screen without any issues at all, and to some extent this feels even more smooth than the interface that came pre-installed with the Sync 2 system. Right, you can see it's pretty smooth and completely usable at all. So yep, the setup is more or less done. I'll just run you through what all works and what not. As you can see, the Google map works flawlessly and it's extremely smooth. You can search for locations using the keyboard. Here you can see, right, I recently went to Lavasa city, and yeah, I just didn't have the device when I went there. This device would have made the trip even more enjoyable. Apart from that, you can see the map works just like anything that comes pre-built with the car itself, right? And you will also surprised to know that Siri voice recognition works flawlessly with this system now. Even the phone would find something harder to detect, but Siri works just effortlessly. You can give it any command to search your destinations and everything will be on your screen without you having to even touch anything. Similarly, you can give commands to Siri to call numbers, and it will also do that right away without any hassles at all.
Yes.
Calling my Geo mobile.
Similarly, Apple Maps also works without any issues, but who would use Apple Maps, right? So from a maps point of view, there goes the device working flawlessly. It's beyond my expectations. You can also go into the settings app and then change the appearance if you want. Here you can see the wallpapers and whatever options a regular Apple CarPlay device would have, you get all those options. So till now you have seen, right, everything has been more or less flawless, but let's come to the first bug or the issue that persists with this device. So on the setup screen of Autokit, you have the option of setting the volume for the entire system. So this is the only place where you can set up the volume. The normal volume change through the buttons on the steering wheel or the dial doesn't work, right? So you have to set the volume from the setup screen before you connect your phone. So that's the only major bug that I could find in the device. I hope a version of Autokit or the firmware on the device gets updated so that this bug is also fixed. But it's a fairly usable bug, and you don't miss it that much, and you would be able to control your volume anyway from the setup screen. So it's not a big deal, but still just wanted to remind you of what issue the device still have. The best part that I feel about this whole setup is it feels completely like an app. So you can move to the system apps at any point of time and then move back to the CarPlay screen just at the tap of a button, and it takes you back to the moment where you left the CarPlay screen. So it feels completely like an app. The regular functions of the head unit stays intact, like opening the door would show up, and as soon as you close it, you would be back on the CarPlay screen. So there was this bug that I found initially, where opening the door, or let's say going back to any of the system apps, would close the CarPlay screen. But making the changes that I have shown in the first part, right, through the Autokit app on an Android phone, solves everything. So more or less everything is working apart from what I mentioned about the volume control through the volume dial or the steering control is what's missing. So apart from that, everything works. There is also a minor second issue, which is about the reverse parking sensor. So when you put on the reverse gear for your vehicle, the screen goes blank. So that's again one more uh, bug that I would say. So there is an option of changing again the image quality to slow, and if you do this change, the reverse camera works without any hiccups from the CarPlay screen itself, but you end up with a system that is slow and sluggish. So for me, the better deal is to use the fast image quality option and get the and Apple CarPlay in its complete smoothness. For reverse camera, I can anyway tap to any of the other system apps from the steering controls to the reverse and then come back to CarPlay. So not a big deal through that route. So now coming towards the conclusion, the best part about this hack is, since all the system files and folders are intact in the memory card, I can at any point of time go back to the file manager of the settings app and then go to Navimaps folder and select the Navimaps exe. So doing that would take me to the default maps that the head unit came with, the default Map My India maps. So from a usage point of view, it remains as factory like as possible at any point of time. Here you can see I just booted on my vehicle back into Navimaps, and then I'm back into the Map My India screen. So at any point of time, whether you want to use CarPlay or whether you want to use the inbuilt maps are also helpful at times when there is no network connectivity, because these work anywhere. These are not network dependent. And then just to go back to CarPlay system, again you go to settings, you select Navi part and select the folder of launch Autokit, and then select arthur.exe. Do a reset again, and you are pretty soon back to the CarPlay screen. So from a usage point of view, the versatility just gets added instead of limiting any of the scope of the functionality of your head unit. So here you can see the CarPlay screen of Autokit is back, and as soon as I connect my smartphone to the dongle, I am back into the CarPlay mode. So that's all I had for this video. Again, this is a great little hack for all the EcoSport owners, and if anyone watches this video, do try this out. I'll also leave the Amazon link for the purchase down in the description. Try this out, and it will enhance your quality of driving to a large extent. Thanks for watching the video, and please like, share and subscribe this video so that it reaches all the EcoSport owners. And please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.